Hello students, welcome back to NDJN classes. So far I didn't upload any videos because of some my work, and from here onwards I will be regular and I will try to upload a maximum number of videos so you can enjoy the classes. And as soon as possible after completion of this animal kingdom, I will give the quick recap of this animal kingdom as a one part as a complete non-chordates, complete 10 phylums in one class, and next one class is the chordata is a one class after revision. So far we discussed up to the annelids. Annelid we discussed in my previous lecture. You should be thorough in the introduction that what I taught initially, and it is my previous lecture. It is available in my channel. To get the notification, you should subscribe, like, and as well as share. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. And today we are going to discuss about the first largest phylum in the animal kingdom. The largest phylum in the animal kingdom is Arthropoda. Arthropods or Arthropoda. The largest phylum. What is the meaning of the largest phylum? More number of animals. In this earth, the more number of animals are present belongs to the phylum Arthropod. Yes, what are these? What is the meaning of Arthropod? As of I told in my introduction class, artho means joints. Artho means joints. And poda means appendages, or we can say legs, jointed legs. The animals who having the jointed legs, all those animals are included or placed in the under the name of arthropods. Still now annelids. In the previous class we discussed about the last phylum, that is Annelida. Up to Annelida there is no legs. Do you think that earthworm is the one example for annelid? Do you think that the earthworm having any legs? No, it is not having any legs. The first legs that is first seen in the phylum name is Arthropoda. In name only it is there. Artho means joints and poda means legs. And this arthropod is present in everywhere. They are present in everywhere. Cursorial insects we call it as, the word that is not in your textbook. They are present everywhere. Throughout the world they are present, water, land, etc. They can survive everywhere, arthropods. And you remember about these arthropods. For example, if you consider the entire animals as three parts, the entire animal kingdom, the entire animals that is present on the earth, all those animals you consider as three parts. In these three parts, two parts of the animals belongs to the phylum Arthropoda. See, just imagine that. Total entire world animals is divided into three parts. In that three parts, two parts of the animals are belongs to the arthropod, means just imagine. And the remaining 1/3 part belongs to the all the remaining phylums. So 2/3 of all named species on the earth are belongs to the phylum Arthropod, and they are present everywhere. And next come to the common points that what we had discussed. Common points, yeah, in the introduction we learnt on those. Yes, arthropods are showing the what level of organization? Yes, you know, they are showing the organ system level of organization, where they are having the well developed organ systems like circulatory system, digestive system, and respiratory system, etc. And along with the organ system level of organization, they are showing the what type of symmetry? Yes, absolutely, they are showing the bilateral symmetry, where the organism, all the word definitions I completed in the introduction class, where the organism that can be divided into two equal halves, and these organisms are showing the three germinal layers during embryonic stage: outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm, and inner endoderm. So these are what blastic organism? Triploblastic organisms. And along with that, they having the mesoderm germinal layer, and the mesoderm germinal layer is in the contact with both endoderm and as well as ectoderm. Because of that only these are the coelomates. From Annelida onwards, the coelomates we have seen. Annelida coelomate, arthropod coelomates, and triploblastic nature that's seen from the platyhelminthes, and bilateral symmetry even starts from the platyhelminthes, and organ system level of organization that starts from the Aschelminthes, which is also called a nematode, which is also called a Nematyhelminthes. These are the common points. The first point is arthropods. Artho means joints, poda means legs. They are present everywhere. 2/3 of all named species on the earth are the arthropods, and these are the respective classifications. And now come to that, I told they have the organ system level of organization. So let's discuss one by one. Yes, they have the organ system level of organization. Which organ system level of organization means? They have different organ systems. Number one, they have the digestive system. They have the digestive system to perform the function digestion, and this digestive system is a complete digestive system. Complete digestive system means, you might be knowing that here there is a presence of anterior opening mouth and there is a presence of posterior opening. The posterior opening is called anus. This type of alimentary canal, we call it as a complete digestive system. Yes, different types of organ systems are present. One organ system is they have the digestive system, and next, along with the digestive system, they are also having the respiratory system. How human beings having the respiratory system? Same like that only. And those respiratory organs are, simply we can say, if they are present inside of water, those respiratory organs we call them as gills. And some of the gills also call them as book gills, and some of them also having the book lungs, those who are present inside of water. And the organisms, the arthropods which are present on the land, they have the respiratory organ. That respiratory organ we call it as a trachea, tracheal respiration, the respiration with the trachea. For example, we are respiring with the lungs. Same like that only, if arthropods are present inside of water, they respire with gills or book lungs. If the arthropods are present on land, for example housefly, or for example mosquito, or for example cockroach, they are all present on the land. Those land living arthropods, they respire with the trachea. So the respiration with the trachea is called a tracheal respiration. Most of the arthropods are respiring with the trachea itself only, tracheal respiration. That is about the one more organ system, that is the respiratory system. And after respiratory system, next go for the circulatory system. Circulatory system, yes, you know, circulatory system is of how many types? Two types: open type of circulation and a closed type of circulation. In open type of circulatory system, blood vessels are absent, and in closed type of circulatory system, blood vessels are present. And I clearly mentioned closed type of circulatory system is only present in the two phylum. One is in the Annelida and two is in the chordates. Now it is the arthropods, means in these arthropods blood vessels are absent. Because of absence of blood vessels, the circulatory system is of open type of circulation. Open type of circulatory system they are showing. And next, after that, one more organ system. What is the one more organ system? The one more organ system is the excretory system. Excretory system, yes, we have to discuss all the organ system, that's all. One more is the excretory system, how they are excreting the waste material and how they are balancing the osmoregulation. For example, I told that in platyhelminthes flame cells, I mentioned in platyhelminthes flame cells. In case of Aschelminthes, ranite glands, and in case of Annelida, nephridia. And now in case of arthropods, what is the excretory? In case of human beings, what is the excretory organ? The excretory organs are kidneys. Kidneys are the excretory organ. And same like that only, in arthropods, there are the tubules. They are in the form of tubules. The excretory structures are in the form of tubules, and these tubules was identified by the scientist Malpighian. Because of that only, those tubules we call them as Malpighian tubules. And these Malpighian tubules are responsible to perform how many functions? Two functions. Number one, excretion, where elimination of waste material, and number two is osmoregulation. And you know what is the meaning of osmoregulation? Means balancing of body fluids in our body. Same, our kidney also perform two functions. Number one, excretion of the waste material, that is nothing but urine, and balancing the water content. How you feel thirsty? When you feeling thirsty, when your body is dehydrating, means kidney is sending the signal, have some water. So body balance is done by the excretory organ. Yes, the excretory organ in arthropod is the Malpighian tubules. Those excretory organs are in the form of a tubules, and these tubules was discovered by the scientist Malpighian because they are called Malpighian tubules, which helps in both excretion and as well as in the osmoregulation. And nervous system is generally it is having, yes, in annelid side of nervous system, double ventral nerve cords will be present. Same here. And next, go for the next system. The next system is the reproductive system. Reproductive system. Yes, sexes are separate. You know very well. What are sexes are separate means male arthropod is different, female arthropod is different. For example, male mosquito is different and female mosquito is different. All the mosquitoes that biting human beings, all the mosquitoes that is sucking our blood, all those mosquitoes are female mosquitoes. Male mosquitoes never suck the blood. Why? Because female mosquitoes means they have to reproduce. For reproduction purpose, the female mosquito, they have to give the eggs, they have to lay the egg. For the egg purpose, they require blood. For that purpose only, the female mosquitoes biting the animals and sucking the blood. Male mosquitoes will be present on the plants. Male mosquitoes will be present on plants, and the mosquitoes which are biting the human beings, all those mosquitoes are female mosquitoes. Yes, we can identify here that clearly that reproduction system is, they are, sexes are separate. You know that sexes are separate means they are dioecious or monoecious. Yes, they are dioecious organisms. If they are dioecious organism means how they will reproduce? They will reproduce only by the sexually, means participating in the sex. Male mosquito and female mosquito will participate. How human beings will reproduce? Same like that only. And the male mosquito is releasing the sperms into the female mosquito, and inside of female mosquito the gametes are fusing, and this fusion of gametes is called what? Fertilization. According to this concept, the fertilization is happened inside or outside? Inside of the female. So because of that only, this is what kind of fertilization? Internal fertilization. After fertilization, what is happening? The female is laying the eggs. The female is laying the eggs. They are not giving birth like human beings, young one directly. First they will lay the egg. The egg laying organisms, we call them as paras. As I told, those we call them as oviparous. Oviparous. The fertilization is internal, and that egg is released outside from the female body. So they are egg laying organisms. Those egg laying organisms we call them as oviparous, and they may have, some of them having the larva stage, some of them having the larva stage, and some of them not having the larva stage. If larva stage is present, what is the development? Indirect development. Indirect development. If larva stage is absent, then what is the development? Direct development. Direct development. So some of the arthropods having the larva stage and some of the arthropods not having the larva stage. So they are showing the both direct development and as well as indirect development. And one more thing, they also having the sense organs. They also having the sense organ. Yes, what is the sense organ mean? The sense organ that indicates, you know, what are the sense organs for us? Human beings, eyes. Eyes are the sense organ. Even the arthropods also having the eyes. If you observe the housefly, does housefly having eyes? Yes, it is a sense organ. And along with the eyes, it also contains, the eye may be simple or a compound. I will tell the difference between the simple eye and a compound eye. And along with the eyes, they also contain a sensory structure which is called antenna. If you observe the butterfly, yes, this is the head part of the butterfly, and it is the thoracic part of the butterfly, and it is the abdomen part of the butterfly. And this head contains a pair of eyes will be present, and here there is a presence of two sensory tentacles will be present, and here it is having the wings. Like this, there is a presence of wings will be present. So the body is divisible or not divisible? Yes, it is divisible. It is divisible into how many segments? 3 segments. Yes, what are the 3 segments? The first segment is head. And the second segment is thorax. And the third segment is abdomen. Yes, the body is divided into segments. In Annelida also the body is divided into segments. As I told, in earthworm there are approximately 120 segments will be present, little rings. And in case of leech, there is a presence of constant number, that is a 33 rings will be present. And in case of arthropod, the body is divided into 3 segments: head, thorax and abdomen. And the head contains 2 sensory structures, a pair of eyes which is responsible for the vision, and a pair of antenna which is responsible to detect the environmental conditions. And along with that, they also having one balancing organ. That is the organ's function is making the body balance. Why? Because these arthropods have the ability to get fly. For example, housefly is flying, mosquito is flying, cockroach will fly. At the time their body have to be in balance. For that balancing purpose, there is one organ is present, so that organ is called balancing organ, or it is also called statocyte. Cyte means what? Cells. And the stato means what? Balance. The cells that are responsible for the balancing, because of that only that balancing organ is also called statocyte. And one more important thing is, first of all, whenever you heard about this arthropod, the unique characteristic feature of the arthropod is the body of the arthropod is covered with the skeletal system. The body of the arthropods, for example, you take this is the butterfly. The body of the arthropod is covered with the skeletal system like this. There is a presence of the entire body is covered with the skeletal like structure like this. It is covered for a protection purpose. For a protection purpose like this, the entire body of the arthropod is covered like a skeletal system. The skeletal system is present inside of the body or outside? Outside of the body. So this is called exoskeleton. Exoskeleton. Why? Because it is protecting the body like skeletal system and it is present outside, so it is called exoskeleton. And then what it is made up of? And what it is made up of? Our bones are made up of calcium. Now same like that only, this exoskeleton which is protecting the body, it is made up of what? It is made up of with a chitin. It is made up of with chitin. Because of that only, this is called chitinous exoskeleton. The most important word this is. The unique characteristic feature of the arthropods. The unique characteristic feature of the arthropods is presence of exoskeleton, and that exoskeleton is made up of chitin, so it is called a chitinous exoskeleton. This is the one of the important statement in the arthropods. Whenever you find that exoskeleton, chitinous exoskeleton means, immediately you have to remember, yes, it is seen in the arthropods. This is about the arthropod, that what they have given in your NCERT textbook. Apart from this, nothing is there. And one additional statement that you have to write, prawns. About the prawns. In your textbook they have given prawns diagram. They have given in the prawns diagram, you make it as the prawns contains the green glands, Green, green glands. And you know, gland means its function is what? Secretion. And the color, the gland color is green, and these green glands are present near the antenna like this. Near antenna they are present. Because of that only, those we also call them as antennal glands. Because of that only, we also call them as antennal glands. And what is the function? What is the function? The function of the green glands, which are also called antennal glands, the function of the green glands is excretion. Excretion of waste. Generally, all the arthropods having the excretory system, that having the Malpighian tubules. But in case of a prawns, it belongs to the class which is known as the crustacean. In prawns, the excretion is done by the glands, and the color of those glands is green, so they are called green glands, and they are located near the antenna. Because of that only, they are also called antennal glands. In human physiology, excretory nitrogenous waste, excretory products and their elimination, in that chapter you will get this point. Prawns have the excretory structures, we call them as green glands, and the green glands are also called antennal glands, which helps in excretion and as well as osmoregulation, means balancing of body fluids. This is what they have given in your textbook, NCERT textbook, regarding the arthropods. And examples, you have to remember those. Examples are also very, very important. There is a high chance to ask the questions based upon the matching. They have given that economically important insects. Economically important insects means what? From that insects we will get the income. From that insects we will get the income. For example, honeybee is there. Apis, they have given apis, honeybee. From that apis, honeybee means what? If you sell the honey, that insect is secreting the honey. If you sell the honey, you will get the money. So it is economically important. And next, bombax they have given. Bombax means what? Silkworm. Yes, in name only it is there. The worm will produce the silk. If you sell the silk, you will get the money. So next one is lacifera, lac insect. Nothing but ink. They will prepare the ink. From this insect, they will prepare the ink. Those are the three economically important insects. From those three insects, we will get the income. Yes, common name and scientific names are very, very important, that you have to remember. Number one is honeybee, and number 2 is silkworm, and number 3 is lac insect. These 3 are economically important insects. From those insects we will get money, earning money. Next, after economical important insects, next they have given the vector. What is the meaning of vector? Vector means the organism that is carrying something from one place to another place, or from one person to another person. Yes sir. Number what they are means they are nothing but the mosquitoes. 3 mosquitoes are there. Female Anopheles mosquito, and all the females only. Why? Because what the mosquitoes that are biting to the human beings, all female. So female Anopheles mosquito. And next one is a female Culex mosquito. And next one is the female Aedes mosquito. What they are carrying? They are carrying the disease causing pathogens. For example, if a female Anopheles mosquito having the one protozoa which is known as a plasmodium, and that if that plasmodium is present here, just imagine this is the plasmodium. Wait, you can't see that. Just imagine here there is a plasmodium. This is the plasmodium. Now this female Anopheles mosquito taken up this plasmodium like this, abdomen, thoracic and abdomen, like this it is present. Yeah, it is taken up that plasmodium. Now the plasmodium which causes the malaria, the plasmodium is present in the mosquito body. And now this mosquito is biting the human being. One fellow is there who is here present, like this. One fellow is present here. Yeah, this is the fellow. This fellow, and this mosquito is biting this person. Whenever it is biting that person, at that time into the bloodstream of this person it is releasing the plasmodium. At that time what happened? This person is going to suffer from the disease which is known as the malaria. So what this is? Actually the mosquito is not causing the malaria. Mosquito is carrying the one organism which causes the malaria. That is known as a Plasmodium vivax. So it is transporting something. A disease causing organism is transported by this mosquito. So because of that only, those who are transporting something, those we call them as vector. If the female Anopheles mosquito bite the human being, at that time, if infected female mosquito bite the human being, at that time that human being is going to suffer from the disease which is known as the malaria. And same like that only female Culex mosquito. If the infected female Culex mosquito bite the healthy human being, at that time that human being is going to suffer from the disease which is known as the filaria or filariasis. At that time one leg will be huge size like an elephant leg, so it is also called elephantiasis. And next one, female Aedes mosquito. If this female Aedes mosquito will carry the one virus, the virus which is responsible to cause the disease which is known as the dengue. So the female Aedes mosquito, if infected female Aedes mosquito bite the human being is going to suffer from the disease which is known as the dengue. Dengue is the viral fever. These three are transporting, yes, it is transporting the substance which will cause the malaria. It is transporting the one organism which is transporting the filariasis, which causes the filariasis. It is transporting the one virus, that virus which causes the disease which is known as the dengue. So because of that only, all these are, we call them as vectors. These are what? Economical. From that we can get money. From this we can get diseases. And next one they have given one more example. The one more example is gregarious pest. What is the meaning of pest? Which comes in bunch, which is also called a locusta. And the singly, it looks like exactly like a grasshopper. That insect exactly looks like grasshopper, but it is not a grasshopper. It looks like grasshopper. Gregarious pest we call it as, or a locust we call it as, and the single name of the insect is Celifera. Silifera. It's not in the textbook. You remember, gregarious pest is what? Locusta. And last and finally is a living fossil. Still it is present. Once upon a time they believed that these are extincted, they are dead, but later they noticed that no, they are not dead, they are not fossils, still they are living, so they call them as living fossil. That living fossil is the Limulus, commonly called king crab. King crab. These are the four types of examples they have given, and it is very important to ask the questions in the matching point of view. Economical important insects, next vector, next living fossil, next it is a gregarious pest. Here column 2 will be, okay, mosquito means it is a vector, and next one honeybee, okay, it is a economical important insect. Next gregarious pest, locusta, and last one is the living fossil means what? Limulus, which is also called king crab. So there is a high chance to ask the examples based upon the matching, and this is about the phylum which is known as arthropod, which is known as the arthropoda. Arthropod. And next, after arthropods, I hope video is getting clear, right? After arthropods, and the next phylum which is called Mollusca. The next phylum is called Mollusca, second largest phylum. The first largest phylum is the Arthropoda, and second after arthropods, which animals are more in number? The molluscans are more in number. What is the meaning of mollusca? Mollusk means a spongy body. They having a smooth body surface. Yes, come to the common points that what we have to discuss from so far. The phylum name is Mollusca. The phylum name is Mollusca. Yes, common points one by one fastly. Yes, they are showing the organ system level of organization, and they are showing the symmetry. What symmetry? Bilateral symmetry. And they are blastic. What blastic? Triploblastic, having 3 germinal layers. And they are coelomates or acoelomates? Yes, they are coelomates. They are coelomates, where the coelom is present. And next, you remember where these molluscans are present. Yes, of course, the molluscans are present in both. They are present in water, and as well as they are also present on land. So land living organisms we call them as a terrestrial organism, and water living organisms we call them as aquatic organism. That water, whether it may be fresh water like rivers, ponds, and etc., or it may be the marine water. Marine water means the water, salt water or sea water. They are present. So water living organisms we call them as aquatic organism, and the land living organisms we call them as the terrestrial organisms. So they are present in both water and as well as on the land. And this is the general characters. And the body of the molluscans is unsegmented. The body of the molluscans is unsegmented. It is not having a particular segments. Yes, the body of the molluscans is divisible into 4 parts. Yes, important. This is 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? Means number 1, head. Head is present. Head is present. And after head, sorry, only 3 parts. Head. After head, it is having the foot for a walking purpose, and that foot is made up of muscle. So it is called muscular foot. Muscular foot. And later it is having a one big hump. Hump means, you might be knowing, hump means a bulged structure that is present on the body. For example, a bull having big hump, or a ox having hump. Best example, camel will have the hump like this. So for example, if you make the diagram of the camel will be present like this. It is a big hump. The person will be sitting here like this. If camel is present like this, this is the hump will be present. So it is also having the hump. In this hump, inside of this hump, so important organs are present. So this is called a visceral hump. Visceral means internal. Visceral organs means internal organs we call them as visceral organs. For example, heart is a visceral organ, and lungs is a visceral organ, liver is a visceral. What are the organs that are present inside of our body? All those are the visceral. Skin is not a visceral organ. Why? Because it is not present inside, it is present outside. It's not a visceral organ. So the hump, we call it as a visceral hump. Inside of this hump only, there is a presence of all the organs will be present, like digestive system, etc. And you remember, the body is unsegmented and it is divisible into 3 parts: head, muscular foot, and visceral hump. Let's make the diagram. Head, muscular foot, and visceral hump. Now let's see how it will be appearing. Yes, here there is a presence of small head. This is the small head, and the head, after it is having the muscular foot like this. All this is the muscular foot. muscular foot, and here there is a presence of a visceral hump. Like this, there is a presence of visceral hump, nothing but a snail. Nothing but the snail. Yes, see, here you go for the three parts. Here there is a presence of head, and this is the muscular foot, and this is the visceral hump. Now if you remember, this is the visceral hump which having the skin. All this is the skin. The skin is very, very soft or very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. So it have to be protect. The body have to protect. If the skin is soft, means if you pin, all the fluid will come outside. Coelomic fluid will come outside. So all here there is a presence of visceral organs like alimentary canal, liver, etc., etc. All the body parts will be present here. So all they have to be protected. For that protection purpose, these spongy or smooth skin is secreting the one shell. That shell is made up of a, okay, let me make it a some space. That shell is made up of a calcium carbonate, so it is called a calcareous shell. This shell is called calcareous shell. Why? Because it is made up of the calcium carbonate, and the name of this shell is mantle. M-A-N-T-E-L. Mantle is made up of what? Mantle is made up of calcium carbonate. So calcareous shell. Calcareous shell means it is made up of calcium carbonate. And what is the name of that shell? That is called mantle. Who is secreting that mantle? Nothing but a smooth skin which is called visceral hump. The soft or spongy surface of this visceral hump is secreting the shell. That shell we call it as mantle. This red color is the mantle. Now we observe carefully. Now this black one is the visceral hump, and this red one is the mantle. So in between these two there is a space is present. In between the visceral hump and the mantle there is a space is present. This space means empty space. Empty space is called what? Cavity. Cavity means empty space. Empty space is present below to whom? Mantle. So because of that only this empty space is called mantle cavity. This empty space is called mantle cavity. So first mantle, after mantle cavity, after mantle cavity visceral hump is present. Now what is present inside of this mantle cavity? This mantle cavity contains a feather like gills. Important. This mantle cavity contains a feather like gills will be present like this. Like this there is a presence of feather like gills. Means gills are appearing like feathers. Gills are appearing like feathers. Feathers means hen having the feathers or birds having the feathers. And these feather like gills are responsible to perform two functions. Yes. The feather like gills that are important. The feather like gills are present in the mantle cavity, and these feather like gills are responsible to perform two functions. Number one is they are helping in respiration. Not only in respiration, they are also helping in excretion of waste material. So you have to remember excretory parts. In platyhelminthes, flame cells. In aschelminthes, renate glands. In annelida, nephridia. In arthropods, Malpighian tubules. And in molluscans, what are the excretory structures? Means feather like gills. And where these feather like gills are present? The feather like gills that are present in the mantle cavity, and they are responsible to perform two functions. Number one is respiration, means breathing purpose, and not only respiration, they are also helping in the excretion of the waste material from the body part. That you remember. Now come to the head part. Yes, the head contains sensory structures. Generally head contains what? Yes, a pair of eyes. It's a common sense. Generally head contains eyes. Eyes are present like this. And there is also presence of tentacles. Yes, if you observe the snail having the two tentacles will be present. Sensory structure. Head contains sensory organs like eyes and along with the tentacles. Now in case of a butterfly, they are not tentacles, they are antennae. These are tentacles. Tentacles are long. Antennae are somewhat short. Even ant also having the antennae. Why? Because ant is an insect. If you observe the ant, the body of the ant is divided into how many parts? This is the head part, and this is the thoracic part, and this is the abdominal part, like this, and it is having the legs. And here there is a presence of antenna. This is the ant. So here head with eyes along with what? Tentacles. And along with the tentacles, the mouth contains, how we having the teeth. for feeding purpose or for chewing purpose, how we having teeth. Same like that only, the head contains a file-like rasping organ. Rasping means which will scrap. It want to eat the flesh means it will rasp. Rasp means just like this if you are taking means it is rasping. A rasping organ is present. The mouth contains file-like rasping organ will be present, and this file-like rasping organ we call it as radula. Important. Radula. And what is the function of the radula? The radula is responsible for feeding. Responsible for feeding. It looks like what? File. File means in the form of a square. It looks like file, and function is rasping. Rasping means taking something like this. It will take, for example, ice cream with a spoon of ice cream. How we will take, that is rasping. That rasping organ we call it as radula, and that radula is responsible for feeding. Nothing but molluscans means snails, and the snails obviously they are dioecious, means sexes are separate. Sexes are separate, and the reproduction only takes place sexually. They are reproducing only sexually, and their fertilization is internal. Why? Because sexes are separate, means male will participate on female, male release the sperm into female body, fertilization happens inside. So fertilization is internal, and laying the eggs. So obviously oviparous. Obviously oviparous. So dioecious or monoecious? Dioecious. Fertilization is internal, and the larva stage is present. So larva stage is present means what is the development? Indirect development. If you are thorough with the introduction, remaining all the phylums will be very easy. The only things that you have to remember is such kind of this. Remaining all will be easy. Organ level, bilateral symmetry, ripploblastic. The radula and feather-like gills, mantle. These are the new terms that you have to learn. This is about the second largest phylum, which is known as the Mollusca. First largest phylum is the Arthropoda, and second largest phylum is the Mollusca. Examples they have given in the Mollusca, and you have to study those examples. Pila, apple snail, pink tada, pearl oyster, and squid, loligo, and cuttlefish, loligo, cuttlefish, squid, and etc. and etc. Devilfish, octopus. And some examples are there. You should remember all those examples. And I told that in this phylum, octopus, squid and loligo, these three are showing the closed type of circulatory system. While I am telling the introduction, I said this: octopus, squid and loligo. These three are showing the closed type of circulatory system, which indicates blood vessels are present. This is about the two phylums, and the last two phylums of the non-chordates will be uploaded in the next class. So you want to get an instant notification, please do subscribe to the channel, and you won't miss any notification if I upload in my channel. Please do like, subscribe, and as well as share. Thank you all of you.